Dr. Z here with Climbing Hold News Reviews and Tucker, of course. And we are ready to bring you guys the newest shapes from the relaunch of Menagerie Climbing. And so let's get started here and see what they sent us. Started with these. So we have here, these are the 2XL Ghost Edges. I'm going to open these guys up. Nice sturdy plastic bag. I told you guys before, it's important to kind of recognize the quality of what you're being sent. These are really sturdy plastic bags, so these holds aren't going to get touched at all. So here we are. These are the 2XL Ghost Edges. There are 5 in this series. So these, one of the goals I think of Menagerie's relaunch was to make everything super comfortable, which it looks like, according to the first hold I've checked out here, they've definitely succeeded in. We have a very kind of a thin hold, but I think that's going to be really fun, especially for hard stuff. You know, you put this on an overhang, you're going to be definitely in some pretty hard, strong climbing territory. But it's got a really nice radius here, feels super comfortable. We're at about probably a pad and a half in terms of coverage here. So it's definitely pretty thin, very rounded as well. One of the nice things about this, if you can see, we've got set screws and they're metal. So that's really nice. That's going to protect this hold. That's going to give this hold longevity and everything too. One of the interesting things about this series, as you can probably tell, there's an asymmetric taper. So a lot of the holds that are like this are very symmetrical, kind of right down and then right up the other top here. With this one, as you can see, it's definitely a lot more asymmetrical, which is going to help with forcing movement as a route setter. Let's check out some of the other ones here. Cool. So here we've got another one. This one here, usable surfaces, of course, up on the top, and then we just have a really thin taper. What that's also going to do is it's going to force you to basically, you have this as a foot. You cannot use this unless you are on like a 5 or 10 degree slab surface. That is not going to be a usable foot anywhere below where the actual hold is. Again, really nice. We've got metal set screws here. This plastic is from Proxy and Habit Climbing. It looks very, very good in terms of quality, so I'm excited to see that. Let's see what else we got. This one's a little bit more positive. I don't know if I'd quite call it a jug, because again, it's going to depend on what angle you're going to set it on. But this is really comfortable here. Check that out this way. Nice. And again, we've got an asymmetric taper here. So on this side, not a whole lot. On this side, you have a little bit more. This one's going to be a little bit more of like a judgment call. You might be able to use this side as a foot. But really comfortable, hollow back. So actually, these holds are really light. I would definitely be psyched as a route setter to haul these up a wall. You can take a whole bunch of them and it would be really not very much work. So that's always nice. You're going lifting stuff up. Anyways, this looks good. They've got their Menagerie logo right here. Again, this is the relaunch. So they have been around a long time. Andy Rather, the primary shaper for Menagerie, he has been shaping for a long time. I was chatting with him and I didn't actually realize he used to shape for Nicros, like back in the day with their resin hold series. So he's been doing this a long time and it shows. Definitely some really nice quality here, especially with these new lines. This one's cool. It's definitely a little bit wider in terms of usable hold surface. So this is very matchable. If you guys recall, again, I told you I'm not really a big fan of matching, but for something like this, I think it would lend itself to forcing and feeling really natural to do that. Again, really thin holds, so they're not going to protrude very much from the wall. And I think that's where they get their name, the Ghost Edges. So Andy actually had a naming competition, which I entered and I didn't win, Andy, but that's all right. I still, you know, we're still checking out your holds. It's all good. But no, I think these are really nice. These are very appropriately named. And again, this is the double XL size. So these are pretty big here. So something else that is good, just from a quality perspective, I'm gonna bring that a lot closer. So the area where you've got your set screws is really reinforced. So that's going to be awesome too in terms of giving this hold longevity at a commercial climbing gym or at your home wall. But again, really nice. I think the quality is great. I'm excited to see that these shapes are definitely a lot more rounded and more comfortable. I know that was something that he was really after with this series. And looking at everything else that's on the Habit website and the MenagerieClimb.com website, there's a lot more that he has to offer, and definitely hoping to see these show up in more gyms. Well, let's see what else we've got going on here. All right, so we have another set of the Ghost Edges, and this set is the large series. So this is one, or 2 steps down from what we just showed you. That was the double XL. Let's check those out. And this is in a nice, again, sturdy plastic bag. We've got a Ziploc top there. So these look great. So definitely, again, a lot smaller than the double XL. We can kind of expect that. But really nice, very, very congruent in terms of fitting in with the rest of the series. Very thin. Again, Ghost Edges, barely there. Woo! So that's pretty cool. I don't know about you guys, Halloween's like one of my favorite holidays, so anything that's named after something from Halloween I can totally get down with. So really thin, we're at probably about a half to maybe a 3/4 pad here. Very rounded as well, so it doesn't feel super positive. But I don't think that's the goal. These holds are not meant to be jugs. These are meant to be hard climbing holds. So I'm excited to get these up on the wall. Maybe we'll fight with them on a 45 degree, show you guys how weak I am. But anyways, yeah, everything is really nice and comfortable. Again, we have an asymmetric taper. So these are not symmetrical holds. Not that it really matters because they're really right hand or left hand. The symmetrical taper, honestly, I think refers more to route setting in terms of being able to force foot movement and not being able to use certain parts of the hold. So I'm excited to see that as a route setter for sure. And we've got 2 more in the large set. So here's another one. And this is just a nice, solid, classic hold. I like this one a lot. We've got a little edge, a little bump where it kind of comes out. I want to make sure you guys see that. They're all kind of like this. There's just a little scoop, a little dish in there. But very comfortable. You could climb on these. You know, you're probably going to fall off. You're going to lose some skin, but that's, I think, one of the goals of these holds is probably not to have you stay on the wall, but to force, again, hard movement and hard climbing. And I think they're going to do a beautiful job of that. So this one too, we've got a little edge right there, if you guys can see that. Super comfortable though. This one you can definitely get your thumb on. This is probably one of the only ones that you can really comfortably rounded get your thumb on. So yeah, we've got 10 of those, again in the large and the double XL. I am super excited to get these on the wall, climb with them. We're gonna set some boulders, see what you guys think. So those are the Ghost Edges. So now we're gonna check out the next series here. I believe we have the scoured limestone. Andy sent us the medium and the small to check out, so we're gonna do that next.